asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi ñu ngi leen a nuyu di leen dalal ci seen beneen Good Morning Africa show man la seen xarit Fatmata Jaajo ak sama càmmiñ bi di Alhassan di leen jaajëfal ci topp bi ngeen ñu dee toppa every Monday to Friday from 9 to 10.
Wow, well, viewers, good morning. I am Alhassan Cisse and you're watching the Good Morning Africa show. Wow, comme ni leen ko defalee rek news review la rek di ñëw indi suñ studio stories jox leen li ci nekk ba pare suñ fa jógee dem xool yeneen media outlets yi comme ba léegi rek yéen ñu indi leen gan si biir studio bi wala am ko over phone or Skype. Waaw, Fatmata.
waaw Alhassan tey lañ am fana 10 days. No, 11 days. Tey lañu war a am 11.
Very orbital.
Tey lañu war a 11 xam nga da suma maasi poli suma mbokki poli ak séeréer yi dañ ma ñaan bur ma leen a dafa update si refin so ñoom laa dee dafa update nii so every suba su ma ñëwee dam leen a dafa update as to ñaata days lañ
yow update bi yaa ko delloo gannaaw di at least nga yokkal leen benn mu nekk 12 waaye nga ñu
bu ma waxee ten sa seen fiti dem na
waaye li ñoo def rek dañoo dem ak suñu studio stories yi. Lecturers of the Gambia College have ended their sit-down strike after meeting with authorities to discuss their demands. The strike has been going on for more than 1 week now. The reason for the strike by the lecturers was, amongst others, for their deplorable working condition at the college to be improved. In the same vein, the planned demonstration by students of the college has also been called off after meeting with the Ministry of Higher Education. I have more on that. The ongoing sit-down strike of lecturers of the Gambia College gets to a halt after a lengthy negotiation with authorities. Lecturers, college administration, chairman of the college council, permanent secretary, and the Minister of Higher Education embarked on a day-long discussion on the issues affecting students and lecturers of the Gambia College. However, the authorities promised to address the issue of salary delay, saying that their service will be transferred to Gambia Teachers Union Corporation Credit Union to avoid problems. Lecturers were also promised 25% increment. On the side of the students, the minister made several promises after visiting the student union office, among which includes complete renovation of the dormitories by July, provision of support for students in the construction of the student union complex, maintenance of photocopying machines, financial support for students that would want to embark on researches, provision of wireless connection of which about 1,000 students will be able to connect. Based on the highlighted promises, the lecturers have called off their strike and the student union body has also called off their proposed demonstration. The Gambia College lecturers for the past 2 weeks ceased to enter classrooms to give lectures to students with demands of 50% salary increment and end to delay payment of salaries. Reporting for iAfrica TV, I am Alhassan Cisse. Waaw gisoon nañ lii di story bi nii from the Gambia College yaagoon na di develop ndax gis nañ ne si doorin bi lii di lecturer yi luñ dooree woon mooy dañ waxoon ne actually they are not into a full strike. Waaye after si dem nañ ba ñu jot a authenticate ne ñoom they are in a sit down strike waaye gis nañ ne recently tam lii di Ministry of Higher Education ak yeneen relevant authorities yi waxtaan nañ ak lii di lecturer Gambia College yi ak student yoo xam ne tam demoon nañ ba bëgg a door demonstration waxtaan nañ ba dafa mel ni juboo nañ ba pare strike bi call off nañ ko fu mu nekk nii.
waaw Alhassan I think it is a breakthrough fu mu ne nii comme ni nga ko waxee rek gars yi jot nañoo gisee ministre bi jot nañoo waxtaan si yu bëri lu jëm ni ki ay 25% increment ak ne promises that the conditions of the students will be improved, the dormitories and all that, so I think it's a breakthrough. Although received information from some sources that that lectures have not begun yet, but then another source also told us that it might probably be because lecturers are actually trying to put together the timetable because xam nañ exam bi lu si des pour mu jot yàggatut.
Wow, why some of the developments you from their engagements with the authorities gis nañ lii di Gambia College ndax problème bi li ko door yëpp mooy seen salary seen this month salary dafa comme dañ ko fayut on time mu nekkoon loo xam ne dafa cause that frustration because ñoom dañ ne loolu dafa nekk loo xam ne it's a culture in the college always dañ leen dee def loolu noonu waaye dafa mel ni the promise is delay salary bi moom loolu dañ ko faa génnee ba tax na ñu ne léegi seen services yi dañ ko transfer fële si GTU CCU mooy Gambia Teachers Union Cooperative Credit Union ba pare wax nañ ne because si seen demandes yi amoon nañ lii di 50% waaye dafa mel ni ñoom luñ nangatoo ak gars yi mooy 25% will be increased and then on the side of the students because gis nañ ne the dormitories at the Gambia College are very in very bad conditions promise nañ leen loolu ak yeneen yu mel ni ay wireless pour seen recharge yi ak yu mel noonu mu nekk loo xam ne daal am na solo trop.
di Alassane tamit di rafetlu step bu ministry bi jël because su crisis amee si particular institution I think this is the right step to take to engage the people involved ngeen xool ngeen a solve a problem bi even su dee fully solving it but then at least mu nekk a halfway solve problem.
waaw exactly comme ni ko ñu bëri di waxee rek ñu ne communication is halfway solve comme any problem boo xam ne communication la dooree balaa ngeen a wax sax xamal ne 50% is already solved. ñu dem ak suñu beneen story bi US President Donald Trump warned Iran following mysterious attacks on 4 oil tankers in a strategic
protesters
waterway.
blocked main roads in
Well, we'll see what happens in Iran. If they do anything, it would be a very bad mistake. They will suffer greatly, Trump said while hosting Hungarian Prime Minister at the White House. Let's take a look at that, inshallah.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor to have with us the Prime Minister of Hungary. We'll be discussing trade, very much so, and lots of other subjects. We'll be meeting with representatives of Hungary later on with the Prime Minister, and we'll spend some very good time together. So, Mr. Prime Minister, thank you very much for being at the White House. Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thanks. We'll see what happens with Iran. If they do anything, it will be a very bad mistake. If they do anything, I'm hearing little stories about Iran. If they do anything, they will suffer greatly. We'll see what happens with Iran.
Mr. President, are you concerned about the attacks on oil tankers in the Middle East?
We'll see what happens. It's going to be a bad problem for Iran if something happens, I can tell you that. They're not going to be happy. They are not going to be happy people.
What do you mean by that?
You can figure it out yourself. They know what I mean by it.
Joxe di warning dinaan if they do anything something bad will happen gis nañ ne lii di Iran ak USA they are in loggerhead sort of because gis nañ yàggul rek the news yu fi dee am about lii di Russia seen accusation bi to US di wax ne the complications yu gaa yi nekk di face in terms of Iran seen issue bi comme America ñoo ko cause ndax ñoom ñoo withdraw from the plan of actions yoo xam ne it was a resolution passed by the UN Security Council in 2015 mu nekk loo xam ne daal lii di Russia ñu ne America ñoo ko def ba pare gis nañ America subsequently dañ pose sanctions to Iran mu nekk loo xam ne daal mu ngi gën a ñaawal diggante lii di America ak Iran te mu nekk loo xam ne daal is not really good for America and Iran and the world at large ndax gis nañ ne nuclear weapons are involved in this issue.
Alhassan soo seetloo America seen interference si fii di Venezuela nga seet seen interference si so many countries that are having issues what many people believe is that America has little regard for some of these international communities because most of the time it just takes its decisions unilaterally. It has no regard for the multilateralism that people are trying to people are campaigning for. It's like they always take decisions by their own without consulting even the UN, which is one of the biggest international communities in the world, which I think is wrong in this day and age that people are trying so hard to bring globalization to effect. I think the last thing for a country to do, no matter how powerful you are, is to be acting unilaterally.
waaw te li si gën a funny mooy dañ ne America lii nekk na loo xam ne is a resolution passed by the UN Security Council so America should not just forget about that that easily therefore at least dañu waroon a jox that regard for the UN Security Council as far as the United Nations is concerned waaye ñu dem ak suñu beneen story bi rek United Nations has strongly condemned the attack on a Catholic church in central Burkina Faso that left 6 dead. A UN spokesperson, Farhan Haq, read in a statement, according to reports, gunmen stormed a Catholic church in Dablo in central north of Burkina Faso, killing 6 men, including a priest, while serving the mass. The attackers then burned the church. We have an inside, let's take a look. Nañ xool inside boobu noonu.
in the village of Dablo in the center-north region of Burkina Faso. He expressed his deepest condolences to the families of the victims and wishes a speedy recovery to the injured. He recalls the sanctity of all places of worship and hopes the perpetrators can be swiftly brought to justice. The Secretary General conveys the solidarity of the United Nations to the government and people of Burkina Faso in this difficult moment for the nation. He urges all citizens of Burkina Faso to stand firmly with one another across communities and not to succumb to efforts to sow discord and breed further violence. The UN stands ready to assist in any way it can.
Wow, dafa mel ni daal lii di should I say religious building attacks or religious extremism comme gis nañ ne Burkina Faso lii di ay gunmen dem nañ ci a church dafa attaque boo xam ne at least rey nañ fa 6 people including the priest mu nekk loo xam ne is a frequent gis nañ ne these kind of issues are every time ñu ngi émanate di génn si mu nekk loo xam ne daal is a very bad trend so far as the modern day is concerned.
Understand? It's like every month every month di nga dégg ne a particular place or a particular country has been burned down or has been attacked, which is very alarming and it is very scary, to be honest. So I think it is high time that countries strengthen their security institutions, because you never know when something might hit you, because you don't even know how it happens. It's like,
because li mel ni sax we've seen in New Zealand boobu noonu boobu mosque attack la woon at least 50 something people were killed, which is so pathetic. di nga imagine doomi adama nit ñoo xam ne dem nañ pour jaamu yàlla irrespective of naka lañ ko nekk di jaamu, waaye they are with the intention of worshiping a god. So yow nga jël gon rek dugga si ñooñu noonu di randomly fire just like that, maybe based on hatred or
you cannot
motive.
It is wrong to hate people for the religion they belong to. It is definitely wrong. Even no matter the religion you belong to, I believe that that particular religion there might be something advising you to respect other people's religion. So it is wrong to be massacring and attacking people just because of the religion they belong to.
mu nekk loo xam ne daal ñaaw na trop, te Afrique fii moom da yu mel nii mu ngi gën a jóg. mu nekk loo xam ne daal nit ñi tam war nañ see gën a taxaw fexe bi xam ne lii mu gën a fi, ndax religion am na solo trop, ndax nit boo amul diine rek boo moytuwul rek yow lor doomi adama rek ngay nekkee si dëkk bi. waaye ñu dem ak beneen story bi rek. Protesters blocked main roads in Khartoum one day after some people were killed near a main protest camp in the capital. Demonstrators also set fire to tires, bringing traffic to a standstill. 4 Sudanese protesters and an army major were shot dead in the capital. Hours after protests, leaders and the ruling generals reached a breakthrough agreement on transitional authorities to run the country. The latest developments came as the Prosecutor General office said ousted President Omar al-Bashir had been charged over the killing of protests during anti-regime demonstration that led to the end of his rule last month. Let's take a look at that inside.
Protesters blocked main roads in Khartoum one day after 6 people were killed near a main protest camp in the capital. Demonstrators also set fire to tires, bringing traffic to a standstill. The escalation came hours after the death as unidentified gunmen opened fire at the protest camp near military headquarters. The Sudanese Professionals Association SPA, which spearheaded the protest, called on demonstrators to converge on the sit-in. Sudan's ruling Military Transitional Council said it has reached an agreement with the opposition Freedom and Change Alliance on the structures of governance and transitional authority. The Central Committee of Sudanese doctors said after the attack that 2 unidentified bodies were found in the Nile River, noting the group is working to verify whether the victims were protesters participating in the sit-in. The committee also announced the number of protesters wounded in the attack exceeded 200, including 77 by gunfire, and more than 10 were seriously wounded. The Declaration of Freedom and Change DFC, an alliance of opposition groups, hinted at the involvement of the army-affiliated Rapid Support Forces in the attack. The forces who shot at the protesters are wearing the uniforms of Rapid Support Forces, said DFC spokesman Khalid Omar. The cars were affiliated with the Rapid Support Forces and carry their motto, and the military council must assume its responsibility for the incident, he added. Last month, the military deposed a long-serving President Omar al-Bashir following months of protests against his 30-year rule.
Wow, gis nañ ne recently 4 protesters are rey nañ leen ak benn army major. mu nekk loo xam ne moom nekk na loo xam ne ñu bëri ñu ngi naa wax ne li mel ni nii la Sudan di mujjee si fan yi nii ndax gis nañ ne seen soldaar yu jël nguur gi ñoom daal ñu ngi téye ne rek ñoom ñu ngi insiste ne ñoom dañoo rule waaye leneen lu gën a interesting si lii mooy bi lii xewee pare li seen prosecutor bi mu ngi wax ne kii di Al Bashir ñu ngi ko charge boo xam ne comme for killing protesters ñoo xam ne ñoo daan protest mooy protest bu waraloon ba nguuram bi ci daal. mu nekk loo xam ne dafa contradictory trop because yow koo téye nga arrest ko denc ko ne moom loo ko charge mooy dafa rey ay protesters yoo xam ne ñu ngi daan campaign against moom nguuram bi waaye gis nañ ne itam the same ñu nekk in office ñu ngi dellu si the same thing daal.
Well, Alhassan, report bi there's something it is trying to show, and if the military council is wise enough, they should be able to learn from it, which is to hand over power to the civilians as soon as possible. Because if things continue this way, there might be more killings and more murders or more deaths. I put it that way, because they've charged Omar al-Bashir for the death of some people that were protesting, which led to him stepping down. So they might also be charged for the same crime. Because these people actually died while protesting for the military council to step down.
Wow, mu nekk loo xam ne because story Sudan moom is not new on this platform nekk na loo xam ne always we have it and we normally go in depth ba pare dañ dee relate lu fa xew because it's a menace comme nekk na issue boo xam ne is a disturbing issue in Africa because can you imagine lii di Bashir ak lim teg lii di Sudanese yi for how many years ñoom def nañ seen effort protest ba ñu mun a influence the decision of taking power from Bashir himself. Why instead the saviors of the country ñoom ñoo nekk ñoo xam ne ñu ngi war a ñëw nootaat lii di dëkk bi ndax gis nañ ne ñoom ñu ngi insist ne even su nekkee civilian yi dañoo rule dafa nekk ay joint venture where you have a military council with civilian council ñu blend ñu mën a rule lii di Sudan mu nekk loo xam ne daal it's not promising as far as suñ continent bi is concerned. Why ñu dem ak suñu next story bi the United Nations AIDS Agency expressed their concern over the dramatically deteriorating humanitarian situation in Tripoli and stressed that more needed to be done to protect all non-combatants caught up in the battle for the Libyan capital as victim numbers rise and thousands flee their homes. Speaking to reporters in Geneva, Safa Mesli, spokesperson for the International Organization for Migration Libya, said as it stands the clashes are definitely intensifying and we have not noticed a lot of differences since the beginning of armed conflict on 4th April. We have an insight, let's take a look.
As it stands, the clashes are definitely intensifying and we have not noticed a lot of differences since the beginning of the armed conflict on 4th of April. The total number of people who have been returned since the clashes to Libyan port is 871. IOM Libya and IOM does not consider Libya as a safe port. And there's much needed increase in search and rescue capacity in the Mediterranean, as events of Friday show.
lii di United Nations aid agencies ñu ngi wax ne dañ war a def loo xam ne comme pour jàppale lii di non combatants yi nañ civilians yi rek ndax gis nañ ne lii di victim number bi mu ngi gën a raise ndax gis nañ thousands of people tam biiri Libya ñu ngi bàyyi Libya mu nekkoon dëkk boo xam ne ndeysaan ñu bëri foofu lañ daan dem to search for a greener pasture ndax gis nañ even Gambia fii sax gis nañ many Gambians demoon nañ fii di Libya that is prior balaa lii di this bagway syndrome bi balaa mu ñëw dañ fa daan dem di fa dëkk di xasul di fi indi xaalis mu nekkoon dëkk boo xam ne it was very conducive for képp koo xam ne sa yaa ngi ut waaye gis nañ ne léegi moom daal tollu na foo xam ne is just pathetic.
Libya seen situation bi honestly it's hard to describe. dafa frustrating not even to the Libyans over there but then so xamoon Libya before nga ñëw gis Libya nu mel léegi it is honestly frustrating and then I hope the international community will do more. I know they're actually helping them but then I hope they can do more especially security wise.
waaw ndax gis nañ ne am na ñoo xam ne sa biir yi foofu noonu ñu si dañ dee nekk in a trap situation comme dañ dee nekk foo xam ne comme doo dee mun a génn from the conflict itself because doing that will be very very dangerous ndax si process bi pour génn bi rek mun nga see ñàkk sa bakkan mu nekk loo xam ne daal the international community comme na ko waxee rek dañ war a develop ñu dem seeti Libya ba xam nu ñoo solve the problème de ndax things yi daal fu mu ne nii métti na rek métti na but li ñoo def rek next coming up next we have the newspaper review. waaw dañoo door ak lii di Foroyaa newspaper ñu dem ak seen headlines yi distraught wife decries prolonged detention of husband. Cuban ambassador dilates on 40 years of diplomatic relations. Lectures resume at Gambia College. Agric Minister says millions lost to animal diseases. PEC engagement with enterprises suffers another setback. TRRC a court giving verdict or commission giving recommendation. What a coalition National Assembly should look like. These are the headlines on the Foroyaa newspaper. Fatmata li gën a fës ci xibaar yi Foroyaa yi ñu dem ak benn story. Distraught wife decries prolonged detention of husband. Mrs. Fatou Sanyang, wife of warrant officer class Ismaila Jammeh, has decried the detention of her husband for 2 years now without being brought before any court of law. Mrs. Sanyang, who looks distraught, lodged her complaint to Foroyaa newspaper on Wednesday, May 15, 2019 about her husband's long detention without trial. I am frustrated and helpless. I heard what the Minister of Justice said, but I want them to know that my husband is not a terrorist. He and his colleagues were given orders by their superiors to execute because they were commanded to do so. Therefore, they should give our loved ones bail or bring them before a competent court for them to know their fate, rather than keeping them in cells for years, she remarked. Mrs. Sanyang alleged that there are senior officers who had committed worse atrocities during the former regime and still walk freely in the streets and not detained within the confines of military camps. How can you detain a soldier who has a family for more than 2 years without court appearance? I call on the authorities to release my husband and all those who are detained beyond 72 hours or be brought before a competent court of law to know their fate, he added. Let them release my husband and all those in detention for them to join their families in this holy month of Ramadan. They are citizens and serving soldiers at the time of their arrest, she said as she sobbed. She called on the army to do something regarding the long detention of her husband and his colleagues. 47-year-old Jammeh, who is a resident of Kololi, received a telephone call from one Captain Alaji Njai, who asked him to return to camp after signing out from work at the Yundum barracks. Upon arrival, Jammeh was arrested and placed in a cell at the Yundum barracks on Friday, 17 March 2017, around 1 p.m. Up to date, warrant officer one Jammeh and his colleagues are still held in detention without trial. Bitam nekk beneen issue boo xam ne dina taxawal ay noppa ndax gis nañ lii di Minister of Justice mu ngi dëgëral always daf di dëgëral yëfi justice te justice nag lii di trial fekk trial boo xam ne dafa reasonable maanaam ñu arrest la charge la ba pare yóbbu la before a competent court of law ñu try la comme either ñu convict la wala ñu bàyyi la nga dem loolu noonu mooy justice waaye dafa mel ni gis nañ ne kii di Jammeh di warrant officer ñu ngi ko arrest depuis 2017 ba léegi so which is up to 2 years fu mu nekk nii and then still he is not yet taken before a court of law pour justice mën a am mu nekk loo xam ne daal is an issue anyway.
Well, if this is the case, actually, Al Hassan, then I believe that is a lapses on the side of the Minister of Justice, because Gisna Nekamninko here all the time. He's always on the media, trying to emphasize on the new government stance on justice reform. So if in this new era or this new regime we are still experiencing such matters, I think it's a lapses on the side of the ministry. I believe also after hearing this news, they might or they will look into the matter.
waaw ba pare gis nañ si waxam nga jéem a wax ne moom jëkkëram deful dara waaye gis nañ fi ñoo xam ne ñu ngi woon si nguur yi Yaaya Jammeh bi pare def nañ atrocities yoo xam ne ñoo gën a garaaw loo xam ne ñu ngi koy jiiñ lii di jëkkëram ba pare ñooñu ñu ngi walk freely si dëkk bi defuñ leen dara waxuñ leen dara mu nekk loo xam ne pour moom loolu noonu is selective justice ndax pour moom mu ne su waruñoo def loolu jëkkëram daal am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi def more than that and they are led to be free within the community.
Well, I think that is her being emotional, with regards to her husband. But then luabi mo moy luabi. If you don't have something concrete against somebody, then you might not be able to just grab the person and then arrest them. Or
gis nañ even recently démba xam nga barka démba lii di former vice président Ousainou Darboe mu naan wax ne lii di ñoo xam ne ñu ngi leen accuse wala ñu ngi am grounds on them daal ne ñu ngi commit atrocities dañ leen war a arrest wala ñu daxaleen comme ñu daxaleen dem kër because his point is it is not fair pour nga nekk koo xam ne you are a perpetrator yaa ngi commit atrocities yaa ngi receive salary di enjoy si the privileges of being in office xam nga fekk victims yi are out there suffering so moom his point is those people should be sent home because amongst them am na ñoo xam ne ñoom de confess nañ plainly ne ñoom def done certain atrocities so mu nekk loo xam ne daal
Alasan with regards to that comme nu ma ko waxee woon rek Ousainou Darboe statement am be fine there are people who have there are exceptions there are people who have actually accepted and confessed which I think loolu noonu is a special thing but then with regards to people ñoo xam ne concrete evidence has not been gathered against them yet it might be difficult it will be difficult to just make them to just send them home and also cut their salaries. I think the right thing to do might be to wait until concrete evidence is found against them then a step can be taken.
Wow, waaye kii this lii di soldat bi nii jabaram lu mu wax am na maanaa trop ndax téye nit for 2 years you have a family it's very painful nañ yóbbu gars yi si loi bi dox seen kaw su nekkee itam amuñ the required evidence to prosecute the person comme ni mu ko waxee rek dañ leen war a grand bail ñu demaat si seen family si ñu mun a continue with life ba justice take place waaye the other issue mooy comme it's like these people are a special case because it is understood that they comme ñu leen allege ne ñoom they were the junglers mooy that set of soldiers ñoo xam ne ñoo daan commit the greatest atrocities yu Yaya Jammeh commit according to ni ko nit ñi di waxee mu nekk loo xam ne nag ñu bëri tam ñu ngi yaakaar ne loolu waral
but then they are still citizens and every citizen has a right if they're fine if that is what they are that is wrong and then the right thing to do might be to bring them before a court of law
waaw because justice moom the impartiality of the law affaire yi moom amut loi moom amut kii mooy kële loi dafa war a dox ak koo munti doon mu dox ni mu war a doxee léegi li ñoo def mooy dañoo dem si standard newspaper ñu xool seen headlines yi IMF assists Gambia to seek debt relief. Ombudsman speak on asset declarations. Reliance KMC launch 100 million women's fund. Supreme Court hears PPP legal battle today. These are the headlines on the standard newspaper. Fatumata liya gena fesi hibari standard newspaper. Ñu dem ak seen for story bi. Supreme Court hears PPP legal battle today. The Supreme Court of the Gambia will today hear the legal battling involving the newly elected leader of the People's Progressive Party, Mohamedou Papanjai, and 3 others. The PPP Congress, which was contested between Papanjai and former Vice President Bakari Bunja Dabo, degenerated into controversy. Mr. Dabo was said to have even congratulated Mr. Njai after the elections. However, a few days later, Alaji Yaya Sise, Dudu Tal, and Papa Fall took the new PPP leadership to court, alleging that Papanjai was not a bona fide member of the party. These and other irregularities, they said, informed their rejection of the Congress election results. When the case was first heard in court a few weeks back, the legal representative of the plaintiffs informed the court that Mr. Njai hijacked the party which ruled the country for a generation. Waaw bi tam nekk beneen xibaar boo xam ne yàgg na di develop ndax gis nañ ne bu gars yi amee woon seen congrès bi ba am seen leader lii di Papa Njie nag mu nekk koo xam ne moom yàggut PPP dafa comme recently la join comme Paché waaye fortunately for him mu dem contest elections mu jot a nekk di flag bearer mu nekk loo xam ne tam there is another section boo xam ne dañ wéedi loolu noonu ndax gis nañ his contestant was a very vibrant person in the PPP party during seen time ndax kii di Bakary Bunja Dabo nekkoon na koo xam ne he was a strong ally close friend la woon ak kii di Jawara waaye nekk na loo xam ne nag according to lii di PPP because shortly after loolu noonu ñële bu ñu contesté affaire bi PPP dañ xeloon lii di press conference to clear the air on the issue waaye gis nañ ne lii di kii di former party leader kii di naka OJ Jallow moom nag ak kii di Papa Njie ñoom they are along the same line because ñu bëri si PPP sax ñu ngi accuse kii di OJ Jallow moo indi Papa Njie pour mu mun a ko programmal pour mu mun a am sheet bi mu nekk loo xam ne daal wax bi bëri na waaye li interesting mooy even si press release yi PPP ñu ne a repetition of what Yaya Jammeh did loolu la Bakary Bunja Dabo def ndax bu élection si amee foofu si élection si la Bakary Bunja Dabo congratulate kii di Papa Njie won ko ne élection bi am na yaa win then congratulations waaye later after a week comme ni ko Yaya Jammeh defee rek jékki-jékki ndax wax baa bëri mu jékki-jékki naan affaire bi nu mu demee it's not fair mu nekk loo xam ne daal it's not really healthy for the democracy of this country.
Well, Hassan, a lot of people are actually questioning the credibility or the basis of this petition because so said law the defeated candidate si boppam bokkut si plaintiff si which is actually xam nga mu tax ba ñu bëri fa ne comme case bi daa amut fula comme nu waree am fula though waa fine on a separate platform xëy na deny na ne elections were not fair after accepting but then I think what would have made more sense is for him to be a part of the plaintiffs but if a separate section so demee di war a nekk plaintiffs si it's basis daal ñu bëri ñu ngi ko question.
waaw mu nekk fi ma naa wax rek it's not healthy for the democracy of this nation waaye dafa mel ni because previously news bu ñu am mooy it was taken to a magistrate court waaye léegi ñu ngi gis ne a supreme court which is bu ngi wane ne there is an elevation in regards to the comme fu ñu ko nekk di joojee waaye mu nekk loo xam ne ñu bëri ñu ngi believe ne it will be very 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 surprising pour gis lii di plaintiff pour ñu war a win case bii nii comme fi nga daan wax rek ndax if there are procedures because in fact sax ñoom lu ñoo complain mooy ne lii di Papa Njie is not a bona fide member of the PPP maanaam gan la rek dafa ñëw tey rek ñu jox ko party leader mu nekk loo xam ne to a sect of them ñoom ñu ngi gëm ne loolu warut a am képp ku war a lead parti bi dafa war a nekk koo xam ne waaye su nekkee tam parti bi am na protocols am na constitution as to how do one elevate to get to the party leader position so su nekkee nit ki jaar na that procedure bi àgga foofu noonu fooguñ ne nit
after all it is all about competitiveness if majority of the party think ne Papa Njie is more competitive then
and which in fact mu ngi nekk loo xam ne is a division within the party it's not healthy for the party because gis nga ne PPP si boppam rek nekk na ñaar fu mu nekk nii those that are loyal to kii di Bakary Bunja Dabo and those that are loyal to kii di Papa Njie ak OJ Jallow mu nekk loo xam ne
it's just an example for most political parties political parties honestly need to put their houses in order before going out to talk to people about whatever but then just make sure your house is in order
waaw mu nekk loo xam ne raise na eyebrows and fi ma naa wax rek it's not healthy for the democracy léegi daal suñ political party ak all people that have a hand in politics dañ war a make sure ne whatever they do mu nekk loo xam ne dafa healthy mu nekk loo xam ne dafa set a président boo xam ne bu ëllëgee ñun suñ réew mi dañ si njëriñ mu njëriñ suñ subsequent generation yi ñëw ñu dem ak the next story on the Standard newspaper Reliance KMC launch 100 million women's fund. Reliance Financial Services, in partnership with the Kanifing Municipal Council yesterday, launched a 100 million fund for the women of the municipality. At a ceremony at KMC Conference Hall yesterday, Chief Financial Officer handed over a dummy check for the Reliance Dolel Jigen Kanifing Municipality Fund to the KMC Deputy Mayor. Addressing the meeting, RFS Head of Operations Modu Juf said, "Today we came here to officially launch the $100 million we intend to provide as working capital for loans to women residing in Kanifing municipality. We have seen that women are significant players in pushing the economy of the country they need an opportunity like this. One of the challenges they are facing is limited access to finance. So Reliance, as a microfinance institution working with women, directly find it necessary to come up with a program that will address those with limited access to finance. We came here to launch it in partnership with KMC. KMC involvement is because they are close to the communities through their ward councillors and they know them more than us. Our aim is to reach out to every woman in the KMC, so it is an opportunity for them to take us to the women to help us to so that we can reach our target of 10,000 women within the next 2 years. Deputy Mayor Musa Bah reiterated that women have a key role in the development of Kanifing Municipal Council and therefore they should be empowered, and that is why we came with this initiative together with our Mayor Talib Bensouda and the women's representative Aja Bine Marong, and we are empowered by Reliance Financial Services. Bitam nekk na xibaar boo xam ne xibaar bu am solo la ndax gis nañ ne bii mu ngi méngoo ak lii di dooleel jigéen yoo xam ne ñu ngi within di Kanifing Municipal Council.
Hassan, Associated Statistics, Mungla one microfinance is one of the best ways to empower a nation, especially women. And then I guess again you berite so I ben influential ñu tollu fuñ tollu ñu nekk ay powerful business ladies wala ay powerful decision makers. It is thanks to microfinance. Microfinance is an essential tool for national development, which I think Gambians should really take up very seriously, because this loans mun nga ko here, but then lumla de impact bumla de muna jural, it's overwhelming. I only hope that people can take the time out to learn more about microfinance and also engage in it. Also another thing is that KMC is doing a wonderful job, I must say, because I said not only with regards to this microfinance, but then but then the reforms that are actually taking place at Serekunda right now, it is a good step, I believe, and yeah, we are urging them to continue the hard work.
Municipal Council lii di in fact comme fi nga wax rek recently sax ñu ngi gis beneen développement boo xam ne mu ngi nekk loo xam ne lii di trucks yoo xam ne dañoo college trash mu nekk loo xam ne is an issue in this country. Because man gis naa area boo xam ne sax dañ dee ne no dumping but ñu dee ñëw dump dañ dee sneak guddi wala time yoo xam ne pour ñu mën a ñëw display seen mbalit bi rek. waaye most of them soo leen waree laajte I mean yow xanaa comme lana waral nga di indi mbalit bi fii most of them lu ñu laa wax mooy we don't have alternatives, we don't have anywhere pour tuur mbalit fii rek mooy di only option bu ñu am te mbalit bi mënuñ koo képp suñ biir. So mu nekk loo xam ne comme dafa mel ni KMC right now ñu ngi order ay truck. I'm not sure whether agsi nañ waaye gis nañ forms people yoo xam ne ñu ngi reach out to community si kër yi di leen wan ne ay moto yi ñu ngi ñëw ba pare suñu ñëwee there is some sort of contribution pour garbage collection bi. waaye ñëwaat si topic bi rek lii am na solo trop ndax jigéen yi su dul wax bi rek ñu bëri ñoom gëm nañ ne Gambia jigéen yi they are playing a very vital role as far as comme économie bi mu ngi concerne te ñu ngi nit dooleel this 100 million fond bi nii yaakaar nañ ne suñ ko joxee jigéen yi dañ ko put into good use. ndax gis nañ ne most of them are
ñun loo ñu jox ñu réglé ko loo ñu jox ñu réglé ko da ngeen ñu xeeb rek.
waaye loolu bi tam ñoom ñuy jël loon bi tam ñu make sure suñ jëlee loon bi ñu def ko foo xam ne at the end of the day daf leen a njëriñ seen njaboot ba pare njëriñ lii di
waaw Hassan balaa ñoo dem ma read comment bi neen kii di Youssoufa Aliouka mu ne if Papa Njie was not a member of the PPP, why do they allow him to contest the election, which is a very good question, of course.
Wow, both of them is a good question anyway. Wow, you them with the other story on the Standard newspaper, Ombudsman speaks on asset declarations. The Gambia's Ombudsman Fatunjai Jallo has said assets declaration for public officials is a constitutional requirement that is not a threat to privacy but instead a powerful tool in promoting anti-corruption mechanisms and good governance practice within the public sector. She made the remark during the presentation of the Ombudsman's activity reports for the years 2015, 16 and 17 before the National Assembly Select Committee on Regional Government and Lands, Ombudsman and IEC. Jallo said the 1997 Constitution requires public officers to declare to the Ombudsman a written declaration of all properties and assets directly or indirectly owned by them and liabilities they own at the end of every 2 years. Although cabinet members are constitutionally exempted from the declaration. President Adama Barrow in 2017 ordered all his cabinet ministers to declare their assets and liabilities to the Ombudsman as a step for accountability. However, Madam Jai Jallow did not disclose the names of the ministers that declare or did not declare their assets, but said that the compliance rate within the cabinet is very high. She said other top officials, including permanent secretaries, directors, and director generals, deputy managing directors, and executive directors from government institutions and parastatals, were also written to declare their assets to the public watchdog. A total of 180 assets declaration forms were issued and 124 completed properly and returned, Jallow disclosed. Adding asset declaration increases transparency and the trust of citizens in public administration and protect public officers and enhance the legitimacy of government in the eyes of the public. Wow, bitam nekana lo xamne du Gambia why Africa at large is a big issue. Moy li di asset declaration, because asset declaration nekana mechanism bo xamne I mean is very fundamental as far as transparency is concerned, because though so assume office kenn xamul loo am, at the end of the day so bàyyi office tam it will be very difficult pour wax ne ndax yow da nga embezzle da nga luut xaalis yi réew mi wala luutuloo ko. Waaye suñ demee bi xam ne yow lii nga am boo demee ba di bàyyi office, at least dinañ mën a def some arithmetic ba xam ne yow lii nga daan aan lii ak lii mooy sa potential earning. So basically am na loo xam ne soo ko acquire rek dañoo xam ne lii sa earning mënu la ko jox, surtout yoon yi gannaaw rek. waaye lii di ombudsman bi Jallow moom wax na ne comme mu ngi dëgëral lii di asset declaration bi comme nu mu amee solo si lii di transparency pour nguur.
Hassan, am na solo is a good step, I believe. Ba pare Hassan, a failed state mooy that one in which the government is not transparent, neither is it accountable. Ba pare daf they increase the corruption rate torop. So I think ministers, the government, government officials, having to go through this process, before acquiring positions is a very good step. It calls for transparency and accountability. Dina tax nit ñi tamit ñu gën a am confidence in ñoom. Ba pare di nga gis ne there wouldn't be much need, for commissions to be established at the end of every government regime, to look into the affairs of, the past government officials.
waaw ba pare waaye si biir report am bi mu ngi jëm a wane ne lii di 180 forms were issued pour ñoo xam ne ñu ngi si top public offices pour ñu ñëw def lii di seen asset declaration. waaye li xew mooy 124 ñooñu seen forms yi complete nañ ko ni mu waree bañ ko return. So nga xool 180 to 124 loolu moom dina nekk loo xam ne is promission, because at least a big or a huge amount of them have turned out to really exhibit what they have as their possessions. Waaye nag point bi nag nekk na loo xam ne daal issue la, because gis nañ ne even suñ constitution bi mu ngi dëgëral ne lii di ministère yi ñoom they are exempted from such. Ministère yi ñoom waruñoo dem def li mel noonu xanaa nga bëgg ko def out of your own will. Waaye it's not a constitutional requirement. Mu nekk loo xam ne nag di current CRC war nañoo bàyyi loolu noonu, ndax ministère itam ñoom daanaka ñoo amee réew mi, because lii di president most often you delegate your powers to the ministries pour ñu ronal la state affairs. Mu nekk loo xam ne most of the policies yoo xam ne ñu ngi ñëw si réew mi, most of daanaka everything is within the ministries. So di nga gis ne ñooñu noonu they are fundamental in this regard, that is pour ñu war a declare seen assets yi balaa ñu toog in office bi loolu tam war nañ ko bàyyi xel trop, because it is going to help a lot.
Su ko CRC bi bàyyi xel ñun as Gambians ñu CRC bi day ñëw di met pour ñu defal leen ay suggestions or recommendations, ñun tamit war nañ ko bàyyi xel, especially the National Assembly, because part of lu marit lu gay jot a raise to the CRC is the fact that the president should nominate. I don't know that if other than that they've been able to raise other things, but I think this is a very important point that they should have raised to the CRC.
waaw waaye si biir report am bi am na wax yu mu jot a wax mu nekk wax yoo xam ne am nañ solo trop, mooy lii di reports yu gaa yi gën a am. Wax na ne in the public offices ak institution yi nii report yu ñu fa di am lu gën a bëri mooy daxa yoo xam ne daxa yi demuñ na mu war a demee, yéenay on comme block salary yoo xam ne they are unreasonable, nga jékki-jékki rek gis koo xam ne is at a higher status te mu ngi nekk in the position of blocking your salary, jékki-jékki rek weer dee with your expectation fekka things are normal nga dem rek fekka sa salary is blocked, fekka nekkul lu reasonable, ak lii di yëfi PADM ak yu bëri yoo xam ne they are malpractices in the public sector mu nekk loo xam ne is an issue especially in this country because gis nañ fi nit yoo xam ne comme dañ leen dee daxa boo xam ne amul solo ba pare they hardly have a place to go and lodge their complaints ba pare this ombudsman pour wax dëgg ñu bëri ñoom dañ dee really the credibility of the ombudsman as far as implementation is concerned because li ñoo wax mooy ombudsman soo fa demee sax hardly pour ñu mën a take up sa case bi ñu mën a jox justice because gis nañ sax ñoom si seen boppa ombudsman yàggul amoon na seen report boo xam ne ñu ngi daan wax di wane ne ñoom they used to find it very difficult especially in the previous regime pour ñu doxal seen wareef yi waaye nag gis nañ ne at least ñu ngi si environment boo xam ne is freer than the previous environment ñoom itam war nañoo try ñu dox jéego comme
yeah ba pare I believe they have a lot of job to do with regards to sensitizing the public about their roles because it's like many Gambians don't know about the roles of the ombudsman. Many Gambians don't even know what an ombudsman is, so the office of the ombudsman actually has a big role to play in terms of sensitizing the public with about its roles.
Exactly ba pare seen powers yi ñu try dox ndax ñoom they are an independent body so they will be at a very crucial point ndax ñu bëri dañ di am ay jaaxle yoo xam ne ombudsman rek lañ mën a génne si loolu noonu ñoom itam suñ génnee dëgëral seen tànka rek dina am solo trop waaye dafa mel ni daal
waxtu baa ngi ñëw jaamu foog ñu tàggatoo lu neex du doy
exactly well viewers this is all we have for you on today's edition of Good Morning Africa show. You can catch up tomorrow the same time 9 to 10 thank you and goodbye.
ñu ngi leen a jaajëfal mbokk yi comme ni ma leen ko dee waxee rek yéen lañ fi nekk loo leen bëgg rek lañ leen a defal di leen dig daje ba suba si seen beneen Good Morning Africa show man la woon Fatmata Jaajo ak suma caamin bu ñaawut bii di Alhassan Baye jërëjëf.